Hi, I'm David. I own and operate Country Whatnot Gardens here outside of Rochester, Indiana, which is about an hour south of the Michigan state line. I grow 25 different species and varieties of bamboo, including the Tsutsumiana clone of Pseudosasa japonica. I had shown this a while back before the new shoots got hardened off, and it had some weeds coming up around it and through it. And I said that once the new shoots got hardened off, that it would get weeded, and all the marestail has been pulled out of it, and it does have some just regular lawn grass coming up through it. You can see the inflorescence on these right here. This is just what happens when lawn grass goes to seed. But you can see the bamboo a lot easier now. And all this is brand new growth since spring. Tsutsumiana doesn't get very big here. I've had it for several years now, and this is about as big as it gets. I've had it, I don't know, gosh, 12, 15 more years. But it's really nice. It has spread out nicely. It's not a fast runner here. Um, my understanding is I've seen pictures of it actually growing in San Diego, and it wasn't a fast runner there either. Actually, I take that back. That was the species I saw growing there, just Pseudosasa japonica, but in photos. But it's a really nice bamboo. Down south, zone 7, 8, it would get a lot bigger, 15, 18 feet. This, unfortunately, is all the bigger it's gotten for me, and when it's so small like this, you can't really see very well Tsutsumiana's characteristic trait of the bloated internodes really well. But on larger culms, you would be able to see that, of course. Yeah, it's not really showing, but it's very slight. It's very slight, but just a slight bloating there. Barely can see it, really. But it's a nice bamboo. If you wanted a smaller bamboo for your garden or your yard or something, Pseudosasa japonica would be pretty nice. It also, by the way, does well in pots. One of the few actually true bamboo that does do well in pots. But, put it in a pot, you've got soil replacing, root trimming, and all that to do every few years. But it's not a big deal. It would actually make a nice tray landscape, larger tray landscape too, for hinging, like I did with the species a while back in the one video that I showed. And you can see here's actually some dead weeds I need to pull out of there. It looks somewhat better. But I'm hoping one day with enough fertilizer, and I do fertilize this every year with urea, that it will take off and get big enough to actually display the bloated internodes that this clone is so well known for. They also call it green onion bamboo because the internodes, since they bloat, looks like one green onion stacked on top of another. But it would still make a nice low hedge, even though it's smaller like this. But it's not real particularly showy this far north, unfortunately. Now, if you put it in a pot and took it into an unheated garage or something like that over winter so that it didn't top kill, you would get larger culms on this, even in a pot, than you do out here in the ground with it top killing. It would get quite a bit bigger in a pot because it wouldn't be top killing. You'd be protecting it. But yeah, you wouldn't even have to take it into the warm for winter. You could honestly stick it in an unheated garage and it would do fine. I do that with pots of this and also the species. When I dig it to store it over winter, I take it into an unheated pole building and it does just fine over winter. The pots can freeze solid and it's just fine. It'll thaw enough periodically to be able to take up water, and you just give it water as needed over winter. It doesn't need a lot, maybe, I don't know, 2 or 3 waterings maybe over winter is all I have to give it here because it spends most of its time frozen. And then, of course, you can't water a frozen plant, right? But it does. It stays green under those conditions. Potted is because you're keeping the wind off of it, and that goes a long way. Now, something I haven't done is one of these years I would like to experiment with temporarily laying these culms down for winter and then pinning some burlap over on top of it just to protect them from the wind and see if that's enough to get the top growth through winter. I need to do that. I need to get some burlap and experiment with that. That would be a fun experiment, even if it doesn't work, just to see, right? Always trying something new. But if you enjoyed this look, again, at a new, nearly weed-free Pseudosasa japonica Tsutsumiana, please give me a like, subscribe, and share. I'd really appreciate it. Till next time, thank you for stopping by and take care. Bye.